Just by way of introduction, my name is Dr. Holly Catalfamo, and I am here with my colleague, Dr. Navjot Kara. I coordinate the Honors Bachelor of Business Administration Human Resources degree. Excuse me, and Dr. Kara coordinates the International Commerce and Global Development degree. So we're going to talk about both of those programs throughout the session, but please, if you do have any questions about any of our other programs, Dr. Kara and I have been with Niagara College for a number of years, and we certainly would love to be able to steer you in whatever direction meets your needs. I'd also like to introduce Brianna, and Brianna is currently a fourth-year student. You can see Brianna on the screen right now, and she's going to tell you a little bit about the student experience. And we also have a graduate on the line as well, and that is Derek Gaudette. And Derek also is an International Commerce Global Development graduate, and now he works with us at Niagara College. So we're super excited to spend our morning with you, or if you are abroad, your afternoon or your evening. So as Sherilyn turns to the next slide, we're going to talk about why it's so important, or why we're hoping you'll consider to achieve your business program here at NC. In the School of Business and Management, we talk a lot about that NC difference. And that NC difference is all about what makes your experience as a student successful. So I will talk about what we love to refer to at NC as our NC DNA, the passion for education and the passion that we have for student success. We're going to talk a little bit about extracurricular in terms of what can help you to be not only a successful business graduate, but help to prepare you to be a global citizen, because that's something that's very important within the School of Business and Management. And we also want to talk to you about awesome careers that are out there and other pathways that are available. Now, the slide that Sherilyn has up right now is the slide that presents our Honors Bachelor of Business Administration, our International Commerce and Global Development. So that is a 4-year degree that allows you, this very interesting degree, and I've been very proud to be able to teach into this program over the years, but it has a very interesting approach, because not only do you learn about amazing things with respect to international commerce and trade, but it also allows you to explore what's going on in the world by way of global development. For some of you that might have been on the line beforehand, as we were talking, we do incredibly interesting work here at Niagara College. And one of the things that we try to do with our global development work is to get students involved in the process. And I'll mention a little bit about that today. The next slide showcases the degree that I coordinate, which is the Honors Bachelor of Business Administration, Human Resources. So like the ICOM degree, it is a 4-year degree, and both degrees have a 450-hour or a one-term co-op. Now, those co-ops are usually done during the summer months. So, for example, my students that are getting ready to go out on co-op right now will be spending May, June, July, and August collecting those 450 hours by immersing themselves in what we like to refer to as a work integrated learning experience. So they get to work for a business doing either the work of international commerce in the case of the ICOM degree, or the work of HR. And I'm going to let a little bit later in the session, Brianna talk to you a little bit about her experiences as a co-op student. But what we really want to do is we want to share with you a little bit about the degree journey, or your journey as a business student, things that we like to refer to as the NC Advantage. But also we'd like to talk to you about our graduates and the kinds of successes that they've had. Because I know that when my students were getting ready for post-secondary, at the end of the day, what they were interested in is what kind of work will they be doing at the end of their program? What kinds of jobs are available to you? So we'll touch a little bit about that. Now, just by way of mentioning, on the next slide, what it shows you is that we actually have 3 degrees within our division. And those include that ICOM degree, or International Commerce and Global Development, your Human Resources degree, and hospitality. What's very nice, particularly about the ICOM and the HR degree, is that there's much commonality within the very first year of the degree. So in some cases, students may find themselves starting with the ICOM degree and then switching over to HR, or vice versa. And we try to make that pathway as simple as possible for students. Now, one of the things that we think is extremely important, and I honestly believe it's something that we do particularly well, is the very first bullet, if you will, and it's all about industry connections. And I like to use the tagline, and Brianna's heard this a number of times, it's all about industry connects. So we believe that the more involved you are with industry from day one, the more you're going to develop your skills as an emerging professional and make contacts, build networks, and that helps not only with gaining a co-op, but also in preparing you for the world of work. And there's a whole bunch of different ways of doing that. We hold networking events, we do case competitions, and often bring industry professionals into the classroom. And that could be through a guest speaker. In Bree's class last semester, I was teaching a leadership class with Brianna's fourth year class, and we had experts coming in and talking about their leadership journey and things that our students are passionate about. For example, we had an environmental leader come in and talk about leadership in the 21st century. We also do projects with industry professionals, and I'm going to hold on to that because I want to talk more about that, and that comes on the next slide. We also do a lot of really cool things that we like to talk about with respect to the Be World Ready. And as we help our students to develop intercultural competencies, there's a number of different ways of doing that. It could be a semester abroad, which Navjot will talk a little bit about, semester exchanges. It could be a Be World Ready trip, and I'm going to talk a little bit about those in a few minutes. Or it could be something that we've done this term in the virtual world, which is partner with an institution from abroad. And in this case, it was an institution in Ireland, and we had shared classes. So our HR students came together with HR students in Ireland, and we ran a global leadership series. And I can't tell you enough what a cool experience it was to facilitate classes and send students off into breakout groups with individuals from a different part of the world to talk about contemporary HR practices and do a comparative talk about how is it different in Ireland, and what are some of the pressing issues that you're facing, and just really super rich conversations. So we've tried to keep the spirit of internationalization, even though we do recognize there's limitations in terms of travel. And of course, we welcome students from around the world. And Sean's going to correct me, but I'm going to say we have over 80 countries where students come from. And you're going to tell me it's way more than that. Sean, help me out here. Oh, Sean's on mute. Over 100 countries?
Yeah, 94 countries this year.
94, okay.
Yeah.
94 countries. And that's extraordinary, particularly in the middle of a pandemic. It's so incredible. And I will tell you as an educator, and I know Navjot will confirm this, the rich cultural backgrounds within our classes absolutely contribute to the learning of all our students. And it just makes it for such a dynamic learning experience for all of us. And of course, it's important to talk about pathways. So when you graduate, where do you go from there? The next slide is a bit of a visual, and it talks a little bit about these course-based projects. So woven within the School of Business and Management, and particularly into the HR programs and the international business programs, we partner with industry professionals. And we do that so students have an opportunity to work on real world projects with an industry partner. So a partner will come to us with an issue or a problem that they would like input, and they partner with us throughout the term so that we can present recommendations and our partners can implement those recommendations. I can talk a little bit about the HR degree. For example, you see in front of you, we celebrated International Women's Day on March 8th by showcasing a project that our students are doing with a country called Bhutan. So our students are developing HR programs, policies, training and development modules for an international brewery, actually, which was pretty cool. So again, they're not all international projects. I have students that have worked with a coffee company called Balzac's here in Ontario. I have existing students, my third years right now, are working with a facility called Bosch Rexroth, which is a global company, and they're designing HR processes for them. And obviously, sometimes we work with government. And for those of you from Niagara, we've been doing projects with the Niagara region and local manufacturing firms. So course-based projects are incredibly valuable, not only in building capacity of our students, gives you something for your resume that you can showcase in a job interview, which is always a bonus, and we show you how to do that. But it also helps to build capacity in the communities that we serve, whether locally or abroad. I'd like to now talk to you a little bit about industry connections. It's something that Bree is going to share with us a little bit as well. When we get to the next slide here, there's a couple of our graduates. Actually, Charlotte works at Bosch Rexroth, and Puneet is working for a company called Bayshore. So these are employed graduates, and Mila over there in the pink is at Hamilton Health Sciences Corporation. So one of the things that we do is, as I said, we bring industry to us, but we also have our students going to industry. It's really important to make those connections, to get involved with industry events. We have the speaker series that we do for the School of Business and Management for all students of the School of Business and Management. And our student association, HR at NC, runs a monthly speaker series. And that actually you can turn over to the next slide, because I'm going to be turning this over to Navjot very shortly. But I do want to showcase our extracurricular events. We have something called a co-curricular record, which is a really cool way of showcasing to employers when you are ready to start applying for jobs of all the extracurricular activities that you can be involved with. HR at NC has existed at Niagara College for well over a decade, probably 15 years now. It's a student-run association, and we have at least one event on a monthly basis. And the whole idea here is to have that connection with industry, learn from individuals in industry, and have an opportunity to build your resume and build your confidence and your competence. One of the really cool events that Brianna and her co-president Lindsay just sponsored last week is that we brought 6 alumni, so 6 graduates, into a virtual experience, which was, I hate to use the expression speed dating, but that's kind of what it was like. It was a 20 minutes with each of the alumni, who brought people into small groups virtually to talk about their area of expertise. So we had somebody talking about health and safety, and we had somebody talking about recruitment, and we had somebody talking about training and development. And students could jump in and out of those sessions and ask questions to really help explore the field in a really fulsome manner. So if you were thinking, my goodness gracious, I'm not sure if I want to go into health and safety or I want to go into recruitment, you got to talk to people who are doing it on a day-to-day basis. The other thing that we've initiated this year is we have students, graduates, who are reaching back and doing mock interviews for students that are either going out on co-op or going out for interviews for what I like to refer to as JOBs. So we have a list of alumni that said, I want to pay it forward. I want to help Niagara College students. So we connect them, they get together just before a job interview is about to take place, and they get coaching from somebody who's in the field and wants to give some sage advice. Now, I'm going to turn it over to Navjot, because Navjot's team does a really incredible forum on an annual basis. And I'll leave it with now I'll leave it with Navjot to take the presentation forward.
Thank you very much, Holly, for that insight and information. So thank you so much, Holly, once again, and continuing with the discussion that Holly has with the extracurricular and the co-curricular record here. What students can expect is that apart from the academics, it's very important for us to develop other skills that the students need in order to be successful, not only in their career, but also in their life stories. So, HR at NC is one. And apart from that, there are multiple other opportunities that students have in their, while studying in their programs at Niagara College, which include, we have a wonderful program called as the LEAD program, which is the Leadership Exploration and the Development Program, whose primary objective is to help students explore and develop their leadership skills. And students from the degree programs, they routinely get selected and nominated into these programs, and it has really helped them in their career path with inculcating and honing and developing their leadership skills. Apart from that, even the international commerce and the global development program that I coordinate, which is as you might know, is a 4 years international business degree program. It focuses on both the international business context as well as the global development agenda. So it's a unique curriculum that we have, which no other college under the Ontario program is offering currently. And the unique aspect about this program is that apart from teaching you the theory related to international business, theory related to global development, we also bring that into practice, whether it is through this NC forum, which we refer to as the ICOM forum, ICOM being an acronym for International Commerce and the Global Development Program. So the ICOM forum, wherein all 4 years of the students, they come together on a socially relevant a theme that is impacting the lives of people and communities each year, and they role play delegates, organizations on the theme of the year. Over the years, of course, we have organized forums related to sustainable development goals, financial inclusion, and nothing could have been more topical this year than the COVID-19 pandemic, its challenges, and beyond. And that is the forum theme that will take place on April the 16th of this year. This is an opportunity for the students to network across the 4 years, and more importantly, argue and counter-argue on their position by presenting their papers, role-playing, whether they could be role-playing an organization or an NGO, and put their position forward on that particular theme. Also, we have other opportunities. For example, our students over the last 2 years have participated in an international business case competition, which is organized by the World Trade Center at Buffalo, Niagara, and has colleges and universities from the Buffalo and the Niagara region competing with each other on a real life business case challenge. And we just competed last Friday, and our students are so excellent and so amazing, and that they competed with universities across the border as well as the Canadian University and bagged the second position in this international case competition. So just a brief snapshot of the opportunities that lie here for you as students to move beyond your academics and develop your other facets of the personality as well. Now, in the next slide, we will be discussing about our other opportunities that are available in the programs and at Niagara College, which of course is the International Field Studies. Now, some of you might question, what is the importance of a field study? Why should I be interested in listening to this? Well, when we talk to our employers and when we ask them, what are the skills that you see in the potential graduates? Over the last 3 years, the employees have responded back, well, we expect communication skills. That's a no-brainer. We expect students to have these soft skills, how to write emails. Those are no-brainers. That is the minimum what is required. But what is in demand now is the cross-cultural competencies. Because of the global nature of the business and this pace of globalization, irrespective whether you work for a domestic company or an international company, whether you are a graduate from an HR program or an international business program or a brewery program, irrespective of it, the managers are now demanding that the graduates have these cross-cultural skills and the skills required to communicate and work effectively with people from other cultures and diverse backgrounds. And Be World Ready is the program that we have at Niagara College, which Holly mentioned earlier as well. And she talked about that amazing opportunity that the HR program has for its students. Apart from that, we have a number of field studies, and hopefully we will go back to our post or pre-COVID situation wherein we all can travel and enjoy this beautiful world. So a couple of opportunities that you can see on your screen are in whether it's hospitality and tourism program, trips to field studies to Costa Rica, the Disney Exchange program, the human resources and hospitality with the island field study. The business has their field studies to Peru. The international business program has organized field studies to Germany, and then of course Ecuador. And this list keeps on getting updated. In order to offset the costs of these field studies, which could be a bit of a financial drain, the Be World Ready program also offers grants to the students to gain these global competencies. In the next slide, of course, we will continue with this discussion and talk about semester exchange, which is the opportunity that students in certain programs get to study abroad. Now, why study abroad? Why engage in international field studies? Just to reiterate that these field studies and semester exchanges give you an opportunity to what we call as learning by doing, wherein these are opportunities wherein students can see those linkages between the theory that they study in the classroom and its practice and its application in the outside world. A lot of our students in the BBA ICOM program over the past few years have gone on these field studies and semester exchanges. And one thing that that's a commonality between all of them is they come back as totally changed people. It is that personal development, the life experience, when you travel abroad and you immerse yourself, not only in the culture of a new country, but also trying to understand that the academic, the academic curriculum, the pedagogies, they are different in another country. And it helps you, it gives you a chance to experience those different academic experiences, the cultural experiences, the language skills that you develop, and an overall, the change that it brings into you as a person is something that I don't think I can put it into words and describe. It's something that you need to experience, and not ever to miss the fact that it is great for your career, because employers are seeking these kind of skills in their graduates. Have you traveled abroad? Do you know how to work with other cultures? Are you receptive to other cultures' experiences? Because that is what the future of job and future of work looks like. So coming back to a semester exchanges for the BBI-COM program as well as for the HR program, some of these semester exchanges would be specific for each program. So we'll be happy to provide you specific information depending on your interest in the program. So for example, we have the ITT Dublin, which is Institute of Technology at Dublin for the HR program, whereas the others that you see, we have a semester exchange program with two German universities, the Bremen University and at Osnabrück. Then of course, another one is with the largest private Catholic university in Italy. And yeah, some some of those experiences that you can share. And I think in the next slide, we will be talking about some graduate pathways, and we will be looking at those pathways for the HR program as well. Currently, the BBA ICOM program has its pathways for completing an MS in Finance and an MBA at Niagara University. You can also avail of credit transfers for completing your MBA at Brock University, along with your master's at Royal Roads University in British Columbia. So some of those pathways for your, for students who are interested in learning about their long-term academic future and what you can do after completing these degree programs. And I think we'll move on to the last segment of our presentation, wherein we discuss our graduate success stories. So I'll let Holly talk first and let you know about some of the success stories from the HR program, and then I'll continue with the ICOM program graduate success stories. Over to you, Holly.
Thanks, Navjot. So our first, I guess, screenshot is of a gentleman by the name of Aurel Rez, and who is well known to Derek and our international friends, who is now the manager of global education and training at Niagara College, and definitely a graduate from one of our pathways, starting out in the diploma, then finishing up with the degree. So that is Aurel. The next individual, Sherilyn, is one of our HR graduates, and her name is Olivia Franco. And we're very proud of Olivia as well. Olivia, for several years, was heavily involved in HR at NC and acted as the president of HR at NC. She's a recent graduate. She's now working for a company called Voith Hydro. And we're in touch with Olivia quite a bit as she's beginning her career. She's having a lot of success. She also was involved in a number of different, not only the extracurricular activities with HR at NC, but she was also a member of the LEADS program. So Olivia participated not only in the LEADS program, she participated in the Be World Ready experience when we took a group of business students to Disney, which was an incredible amount of fun and great learning as well. And Olivia went with a group of students and myself to Ireland for a global leadership development program, as well as Olivia then went over to CIT, which was Cork Institute of Technology, and did a semester abroad. So I think if there was any experience that we've talked about today, Olivia has had one of every experiences, and she's doing really great work now as an HR grad. I think we're going to turn it over next to, I believe, Spencer or Cameron. There's Spencer Navjot.
And yeah, thank you so much. So Spencer is an ICOM graduate from 2011. He is the founder and CEO of the company ACE, and he has received numerous awards from the community, whether it's from Innovation Guelph or the Ontario Centers of Excellence, for a product that was innovated named as Carry. Carry is an automated medication dispenser system. Now, Spencer was also one of the students who went on a semester exchange program to the Bremen University in Germany. And he's such an amazing success story on the possibilities that you have from our programs. It's not only restricted to the international business job, but here he is, running his own company and a very successful entrepreneur. The next, of course, our graduate is Brady. Cameron Brady is a 2012 graduate from the ICOM program. He is currently working as the GM events at Spectra, and he had a very successful stint organizing events, which include even the 2015 Pan Am Games, and he was the venue logistics manager for the 2015 Pan Am organizing committee. He was also during his stay at NC, and I don't believe we discussed that during our presentation today, which is the opportunity for the students to participate and get elected in the Student Administrative Council and have a say in how to run student affairs at Niagara College. So here, Cameron Brady was the Director of Social Programming at SAC, which is the Student Administrative Council. And the last graduate success story, of course, we have is for Michael Poynton, who is the manager at the Business Center at Business Development Center at Calgary currently. He's a 2010 graduate. And like Spencer, he also has an international experience with our program as they went on a co-op to Mexico, which, is a mandatory part of the degree programs at Niagara College. And I think now we'll just have two of our students. We have, of course, Brianna and Gregory Mallet, who's also joined us, and they will share their experiences. I think we're going first with Brianna, who will be talking about her experience with the HR program. And then, of course, we'll leave it for Gregory to share his co-op experience and his academic and non-academic experiences in the BBI-COM program. So over to you, Brianna.
Okay, thank you, Natjot. Hi, everyone. My name is Brianna Dabo. I am in my 4th year of the Honors Bachelor of Business Administration Human Resources program, and I can't believe I'm about to graduate in a month. It's so crazy to think about. So starting college right out of high school, I was a little bit hesitant and nervous. I didn't know how I was going to transition myself from high school into college, but choosing Niagara College was definitely the best decision I made. The campus offers so many activities and events to attend, and I definitely took advantage of all the way up until COVID. So these events such as karaoke, spring carnivals, and bingo, it's all so much fun, and you meet so many new friends. So one reason I picked Niagara College was because, well, I absolutely love the campus, first of all. It's so beautiful in the summer and spring weather to sit in the courtyard, do your homework, eat. It's so fun. And I also chose the college because I've heard nothing but great things about it. The professors are truly wonderful. They take the time to get to know each and every student on a personal level, and it makes the experience 100 times better. The smaller class sizes also make it a one-on-one learning experience, which is really nice because you're able to connect with one another. Each professor I've had in my 4 years has been great, very helpful and very kind. They are always there for assistance, and I was truly grateful for that. There are so many services also that Niagara College provides to the students, such as peer tutoring and drop-in sessions, which is also really nice that we have these available at our side whenever we need them. So I love the program I'm in because it gives us, as students, so many opportunities to get involved. It's also great because it covers all human resource related topics, which are eligible for when you're ready to write your CHRP designation if you choose to do so. With taking this program as well, you will be mandatory to complete a co-op, which Holly mentioned before, which is a great experience because like as a student, you're always wanting to learn. So as this co-op, as you take the co-op, you are put on the job, you're hands-on, you're learning, you can ask questions, and you might even find a part of HR that you love. For me personally, my co-op was definitely the highlight of my 4 years because I took health and safety, for example, in year 2, and I liked it. But then when I went for my co-op, I did a lot of health and safety, and I really, really enjoyed it. So I'm like, that might be a potential part of HR that I might do in my career. Like, I don't know. So you might find a part of HR that you love. And then when you learn about the topics in third and fourth year, you'll be like, oh my gosh, I did this in my co-op and I really like it. So along with the many fun activities Niagara College provides to the students, there are a variety of clubs that you can take part in. So currently, I am co-president of the HR&C Club. We organize workshops that engage students to industry professionals currently working in HR. So some of the previous events that we've had so far, right now they are through Blackboard, just with the virtual world. We have done an Indeed workshop. So we invite the team lead who works for Indeed to come and discuss how to use the site and just some tips and tricks that we don't really know about ourselves. And we also have a networking event every year. So this event, we bring industry professionals in and we give the students a chance to network and meet new people. And it is a great way to make connections for potential co-ops, or just to gain some networking skills and meet new people. It's really fun. Also with HR&C, we always listen to the students as like, what do you want to learn about? What do you like in HR? Like, what can we bring in as the presidents of HR&C that you will enjoy? So we listen to the students on what they want. So just to kind of wrap up, you should strongly consider the Bachelor of Business Administration degree programs at Niagara College. If you want that one-on-one experience combined with the degree, Niagara College is definitely the way to go. Thank you.
Thank you, Brianna, for sharing your NC story and your HR journey here. So I'll now request Gregory to talk a bit about his experience in the BBA ICOM program. Over to you, Greg.
So hi, everybody. My name is Greg. I'm a fourth year student in the International Commerce and Global Development program here at Niagara College. I'm going to start off talking a little bit about the academics here, and then I'll kind of move into a little bit of the life outside the classroom. So first things first, for the International Commerce and Global Development program, for those two things to be offered in the same program, it really covers a broad range of topics and gives us a really great understanding of how all the different pieces of kind of the business puzzle fit together. And we get a really great understanding and knowledge of all the theories, but more importantly, a strong focus on making sure that we actually know how to put those theories into practice in the real world, and so that we can really use them outside of the classroom. And that's not just something I'm saying because it sounds good. I can kind of actually back that up. So last week, I actually competed head-to-head against teams from other Canadian and American universities on the Niagara College team in a real-world business case competition hosted by the World Trade Center out of Buffalo. And we came in second place. And I think our performance there, it really speaks volumes to both the curriculum here at Niagara College and just how dedicated the professors are to the success of all of us students. And if we kind of take a step back and look at Niagara College's performance and that competition there, it really shows us a few different things. So first being, we were the only college there. And then again, obviously the curriculum and the things I've learned over the past 4 years are on par or arguably better in some cases than things that are offered at some other universities. And the number of students that Niagara College had to choose from was significantly smaller when we compare it to the other universities that we competed against. And I'm not mentioning these things to try and make myself look good or kind of hype up an underdog win, because Niagara College really is far from an underdog in competitions like this, competing head-to-head against other schools. So Niagara College has placed in the top 2 teams of this competition for the past 3 years in a row. And every year there's been an entirely new team of students. So I think, so as much as I would like to take the credit for how well we did, our success was really a reflection of just how strong the Niagara College program is and when it's put up against other schools. And just to go a little deeper on the point of the smaller size of our program when compared to other universities, that's actually one of my personal favorite things about Niagara College. So the small class sizes, that's something you hear most colleges talk about and promote because it really is just actually very, very important. So I know all my professors on a first name basis. I actually know what's going on in their life outside of class, and they know what's going on in mine. And if I need some extra help, it's never really an issue. I can just put my hand up and ask a question during class, or after class, I can just walk up and ask them. And the small class sizes, they're very important also when things are in person or if they're virtual as well. I have some professors that have actually never met in person, only in online class, and I have just as great a relationship with them because, just during class, there's a lot more opportunities to actually get a word in and be part of the discussion and everything with your classmates and your professors as well. And I kind of think the best learning really happens that way when you have the opportunity to really connect with whoever is teaching you on a personal level, and have that back and forth, and get feedback that's really specific to you, because your professor actually knows your name, and they actually know who you are. And just to kind of contrast that point a little bit, and give you some background on me and why I think that's such an important thing. So I actually attended the University of Guelph for a semester in their commerce program. And when I was there, I really just kind of felt like I was just a student number. Never actually got a chance to talk directly to a professor, only ever the teaching assistants. And the smallest class I had was about 150 students, whereas here at Niagara College, the biggest class I've ever been in was probably about 30 people. And here at Niagara College, there's tons and tons of opportunities to get some really unique experiences beyond the classroom. So there's tons of student-led clubs like Brianna was talking about, and other organizations. And they've been able to make things work really well, even during the COVID times and everything being online. Actually, just a few weeks ago, I was at an online event that Brianna actually organized. And had some really great networking sessions with people from the college, and as well as some professionals from all around Niagara. And probably one of my favorite experiences every year outside of the classroom is something called the ICOM Student Forum. So it's a formal event that brings together the students from all 4 years of the program, along with faculty for presentations and debates on important issues, and with a different topic every year that's really relevant to what's going on in the world. And there's always presentations from very successful people outside of Niagara College, and it really gives us a good real world take on the issues we study. And that's pretty much it. So just to kind of wrap things up, I've really enjoyed my time here at Niagara College. And if any of the things that I've mentioned and talked about are as important to you as they are to me, I'm really confident that you'll like it as well, and I hope you decide to give it a shot. Thank you.
Thank you, Greg, so much for your pitch and the advocacy of the BBICOM program, as well as Niagara College. And once again, congratulations to you and your team on the amazing second position at the World Trade Center Business Niagara Case competition. And glad to have you here today. And with that, we are at the end of our session. If there are certain questions, but before that, I'd like to hand this back over to Sherlyn, and also thank you so much, Sherlyn, for your assistance with the PowerPoint presentation today and the moderation of the session.